Let's pay homage to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Buddhang saranam gacchami. Dhammang saranam gacchami. Sanghang saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi buddham saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi sangham saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi buddham saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi sangham saranam gacchami. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let's pay homage to the Blessed One, recollecting the great qualities. Itipiso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vijjacharana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati sattha deva manussanam Buddha Bhagavati. Such indeed is the Blessed One, Arahant the One, supremely enlightened, endowed with knowledge and virtue, alone the noble path, knower of worlds, the fearless trainer of persons, teacher of gods and humans, the enlightened teacher, the Blessed One. Swakhato Bhagavata Sanditthiko Akaliko Ipasiko Panaiko Pachatang Veditabbo Vinyoiti. Well taught by the Blessed One is the Dhamma, visible here now, timeless, open to all, learned and applied to oneself, understood by the wise, each for himself. Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Pajapatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Jnānapatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Sāmīci patipanno bhagavato Sāvaka sangho yadidan cattari purisa yugani attha purisa puggala esa bhagavata sāvaka sangho Pahuneyo, pahuneyo, dakineyo, anjali karaniyo, anuttaram punyam kitam, lokasarati. Pure conduct is the order of disciples of the Blessed One. Of upright conduct is the order of disciples of the Blessed One. Of wise conduct is the order of disciples of the Blessed One. Of generous conduct is the order of disciples of the Blessed One. Those four pairs of persons, the eight kinds of individuals, that is the order of disciples of the Blessed One. They are worthy of offerings. They are worthy of hospitality. They are worthy of gifts. They are worthy of reverential salutations and incomparable field of merit for the world. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya Bhante.
How is everybody doing?
Okay, how's Bhante doing?
Very good, and I would like to share all the merit I collected because my teacher gave me many opportunities during last few weeks to collect powerful merit, and my teacher took me to India. Before that, we together visited all the Canadian branches of Mahamayana, saw the 5 monasteries, and my teacher gave lots of Dhamma talks. So we listened to Dhamma, we discussed Dhamma, and then we came back to Toronto, and then my teacher took me to India to participate in the Katina ceremony, the annual robe offering ceremony at the Bodh Gaya Monastery, Bodh Gaya branch. So there we first went to see the Buddha's enlightenment place at Bodh Gaya, that the diamond throne under the Bodhi tree, Buddha attained enlightenment. So the exact place. So we went there with my teacher and washed that area with water and offered lots of flowers, offered milk rice, offered fruits. We chanted Paṭipadā. So we collected lots of merit. Then we went to Vijayakuta mountain, where Buddha gave many discourses to humans and heavenly beings, and also we saw the Buddha's kuti there, Buddha's meditation kuti on top of the mountain. Beside that, there was Ananda Thero's kuti, the chief attendant monk of the Buddha. And just below that, there was Arahant Angulimala Thero's kuti. So all caves, natural caves. It's a rocky mountain, all the rocks. And then there was Arahant Mahakassapa Thero's kuti in the same mountain. And there was one cave where, if you can remember the Diganaka Sutta in the Majjhima Nikaya, where Buddha was giving a discourse to a relative of Arahant Sariputta Thero. And Arahant Sariputta Thero, by that time, he was not yet Arahant. So he was listening to the same discourse while fanning the Buddha. in a very hot season. At that time, in that cave, while faring to the Blessed One, Sariputta Thero attained arahantship. So we offered flowers, all of the at those caves. Then we also participated in a special ceremony in the Bodh Gaya branch. And there was a newly constructed relic mandir, Dhatu Mandir, beautiful relic chamber, and sponsored by a 19-year-old girl from Australia. So, with much faith, she donated all the money she collected before to buy a house for her. She's a doctor. So then she donated all the money to build this beautiful relic chamber at Bodh Gaya Monastery. And she was there with her mom, Sri Lankan family, living in Australia. And so my teacher, after the completion of that beautiful relic mandir, my teacher offered it to the Buddha Sasana. So we participated in that ceremony, collected lots of merit, and then there was this annual robe offering ceremony, Katina robe offering ceremony, with the participation of more than 150 Bhantes from India and Sri Lanka. So, and my teacher gave me many opportunities to do upasthana to the Sangha, to arrange dana items, prepare them, and so collected lots of merit. And then we returned back to the monastery here. Then we flew again to US, to other US branches. So we went to New Jersey, New York, Washington, D.C., Texas, Atlanta, California. Yeah, so we visited all the monasteries. My teacher gave lots of Dhamma talks, and I also gave some Dhamma talks for non-Sri Lankans. We had lots of Dhamma discussions there. People were so happy to see my teacher, the founder of this organization. They were so grateful for my teacher, and they came with very happy minds. Had many Dhamma discussions, hours and hours. In Atlanta, my teacher started the Dhamma discussion at 1:45, around 1:45, just after lunch dana, and continued until 8:45.
At night.
Yeah, there was a short tea break in the middle, but people were like, keep coming. Yeah, so they were so curious to ask Dhamma questions. People asked so many Dhamma questions, and my teacher answered all of them. So, and in Texas also, that was a newly built monastery. The monk residence was newly built. Dhamma hall also newly built. Monk residence 100% finished, the construction, and the Dhamma hall was 99% finished. So my teacher offered those buildings as pujas to the enlightened one, chanted Parita. So many, we collect lots of merit, and we share all the merit with lots of happiness with all of you.
We rejoice one day.
Please rejoice in the So, and we collect all this merit by giving Dhammadana because of the compassion of our teacher, who opened all these branches, established all these branches, and he trains all the monks and send to these monasteries out of compassion for lay people, and especially these monks in all these monasteries share the pure teachings of the Buddha, the original discourses of the Buddha, without personal opinions, misinterpretations. That is very rare in the world. But only few people appreciate it, but that is normal in the world. That's how the world runs. So, but there are people who appreciate, who are grateful, and who use this opportunity to follow the true path taught by the Buddha and to escape from suffering. So we share all the merit with my teacher, Loku Swamini Wahanse. And so since this is the first overseas branch of Mahamuna monasteries, Chandra Menu, Chandra Bhashika, initiated establishing this monastery by respectfully inviting my teacher to open this first overseas branch in Canada. So we share merit with her as well, because she paved the path for all the other countries, all the other upasakas and upasikas living in other countries to open branches in their countries and invite the Bhantes and so that many people far away from Sri Lanka still can associate with Bhantes, listen to the Dhamma, give dana, discuss the Dhamma. So we share all the merit with Chandra Mary as well.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
And we share merit with all the devotees, all the upasakas, upasikas, all the donors, volunteers in all the monasteries, especially in Canada and USA. May all of them rejoice in this merit and follow the Dhamma path peacefully and attain freedom from suffering.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
So when are you going to see the Buddha's holy sites in India?
When Bhante ready to conduct
Oh,
the
we already went, right? Don't forget to go there one day.
Bhante mentioned that Bhante could go in and wash the Vajrasana, Bhante. But
Inside the mandir, where the beautiful Buddha statue sitting inside the mandir. Yeah, there.
Body the monastery.
Yeah, just beside the Bodhi tree. Do you have any Dhamma questions? Anybody has Dhamma questions?
Namo Buddhaya Bhante.
Namo Buddha.
Yeah, very rejoiced to your to the merits and sharing of merits. Thank you very much, Bhante. So if you have pictures, Bhante, we'd like to see.
I never took pictures.
Yes, Bhante, I have a question. Actually, it's from last week's Deep Dhamma class. There is a topic we may mention of rupture of seclusion. Now, this is something to do with meditation. Now, there are actually 5 items in here talking about when we have this rupture of seclusion, there should not be present. One of them is pain and sadness connected with skillful. So, pain and sadness connected with skillful. Skillful means wholesome.
Right.
So, I'm just wondering, Bhante, what is this pain and sadness
Because
connected with
when
skillful?
they normally pain and sadness arise when practitioners are eager to achieve wholesome qualities, but they are not capable of achieving them as they wish. So then they are sad about it. Oh, I wish I had developed precepts well. I have followed precepts well, and I had followed developed meditation well. Like that, they feel some sadness because they haven't been able to achieve it to the extent they like to achieve. But when they, according to that discourse, I think Arhan Sariputta Thero preached that to the Anathapindika, right? Yeah, at the presence of the Blessed One. So, right?
The Anathapindika
Was there, right? Yeah, yeah. Sudatta, yeah. But Arahant Sariputta Thero explained when the practitioner is in deep meditation,
Mm-hmm.
in jhana, practitioner doesn't experience that sadness or pain,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like fulfilling mentality is there. So there is no presence of the pain and sadness of not having those qualities, because practitioner now is experiencing and has achieved those qualities. Okay, Harry?
Yes, but it's nothing related to hindrances. Let's say maybe.
No, when
No.
there is sadness,
Okay.
it's kind of a hindrance. It's kind of hindrance when there is sadness in the mind,
Mm-hmm.
a kind of a regret or remorse in that area.
Mm-hmm.
But in this jhana
Mm-hmm.
achievement, there is no that hindrance.
It's not a hindrance.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not present. That's why.
Thank you. Thank you, Bante. Thank you, Bante.
No, Budayavante. So, my question is, so I also visited some of the sites. That was like a while ago. So I was just wondering, the main temple was rediscovered by like I think Cunningham, and
Correct.
then so how come? But I mean, let's say that's kind of like in the flat land. But how come the caves were like who kind of knew of the caves, especially where the first Buddhist council happened? I think that was like that took like that's probably like 100. It takes like 1,000 stairs to get there.
Yes.
If you know which one I'm talking about. So how did they find those?
You mean the caves in the Gijakuta
Yeah, the
mountain?
cave. Yeah.
Yeah, because and the main evidence is the discourses of the Buddha, because discourses themselves explain about the Gijakuta mountain. And also when the Emperor Ashoka was ruling India, he was a very devoted Buddhist, and he was always associating with this great Arahant Moggaliputta Tissatero. And with psychic powers and with this extraordinary knowledge of an arahant, Mahamoggallana Thera was able to show all the holy places to Emperor Ashoka. And so Emperor Ashoka established stone pillars and monuments there, so the future generation will recognize those places. So these people, the archaeologists, people, they were following those records, those stone pillars, the letters written on the carved in those stones. So they were able to find all those significant places, shrines, stupas related to the life of the Buddha spread all around India. Okay.
But also what surprised me was how far the enlightenment place from the place where Buddha received like the food from Sujata, I
Uh,
think.
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought it would be close by, but it's so far away.
All the places in India associated with the life of the Buddha, like very far away. And can you imagine during that time, Buddha or the monks never used vehicles. They were not using vehicles to go from one place to another. Everything was on foot, right? That's amazing. Like 2,600 years ago, the energy the humans had, we don't have it now. We have weak bodies, we have weak minds. Remember, everything is decreasing. Think about the memory they had at that time. All the Bhantes, Arhan Ananda Thero and other Theros, their memory ability. We don't have it now. We need all the calculators, computers, and all these things, technology. So everything is decreasing. Now we are talking about the time where Buddha lived. The great Arahants lived 2,600 years ago. It's a completely two different worlds. in that sense, with so much abilities, capabilities, the development of spiritual faculties. These are very, very different. You can see that when you read discourses, the people's how honest they are. Some people, when they are holding wrong views for years and years in their life, but when they come across the Buddha's teachings, instantaneously they give up their wrong beliefs, um, their the wrong views, and they become devoted followers of the Buddha, like that. But today is very different, very different. Even the people who call Buddhists themselves are not ready to give up wrong views and wrong beliefs. And even the people who call Buddhists themselves are the ones who criticize the virtuous monks and these discourses and trying to distort the original teachings. And the people who call Buddhists themselves, there's two different worlds. And so at that time, yeah, so the Sujata village, actually, there is a stupa in one place close, not that far from the enlightenment place, but few kilometers away from the enlightenment place, there is a place called Sujata Ghar, and it is considered that there is a huge kind of a remains of a huge building there, and that's called, even though they called it the house of Sujata, but it's believed that that is the stupa built by Emperor Ashoka to mark the exact place where Sujata offered milk rice to the Bodhisattva. So yes, it's not very close to the enlightenment place, but taking milk rice from there, Buddha crossed the river Neranjara and then found this beautiful place where the Bodhi tree was standing, and decided to sit there and meditate and attain enlightenment. And other places like distance between Bodh Gaya and Rajgir, Bodh Gaya, Savatthi, Kushinagar, Lumbini, far away places. But still, it took months and months for the monks headed by the Buddha to travel between those cities, meeting the people, sharing the teachings. It took months and months, but still, they were walking, staying in some places. That's the life in India.
Was Buddha the teacher, or did he allow his disciple to teach?
Always. You see that in the discourses. If you read discourses, you can see some people come to the disciples, to Arhat Sariputta Bhante, ask questions. Some people go to Arhat. Some people go to Ananda Bhante. He was just a stream enterer at that time. Go to ask questions. You see that in discourses. Not only the Buddha is teaching the Dhamma, but also those great Arahants teaching the Dhamma. Some people go to Mahakachan, Arahant Mahakachan, right? Remember? Some people go to Arahant Mahamoggallana Thero. Yeah. Buddha was always encouraging his disciples to teach the Dhamma to people. Remember just after the first Vassa observance, the rains retreat, what did Buddha say to the monks?
To go forward and don't
Charatha bhikkhave charika. Buddha summoned all the arahants at that time who just finished the rains retreat and advised Charata bhikkhave charitam. Oh monks, go from village to village. Teach the Dhamma out of compassion for humans and devas, for their happiness and well-being. Remember? So yeah, when you go to India, you can feel that, right? That limitless compassion of the Buddha, covering this huge area, huge country, propagating the teachings far and wide. without any of this modern technology, can you believe? That's the power of compassion. But when you go to those holy sites, you can still feel that the presence of the Buddha. You can feel that the compassion of the Buddha. Okay, so
Bhante, it's also Supreme Buddha had psychic power, but Supreme Buddha seldom.
sometimes Buddha used psychic powers, but most of the times Buddha
He could have
walked from
travel through the sky.
yeah, but Buddha is an arahant. Don't forget that. We always compare people who have defilements. Because we have defilements, and so that's the measurement we use to think about other people. But in Buddha's life, Buddha was free of all defilements. Buddha didn't have any desire, any attachment, any craving. So it's a different life. It's a different life. If we had psychic powers, we would always use psychic powers to go from one place to another. And also we want to amaze people, saying, "Yay, look at me, I have psychic powers." Somebody who is liberated from all defilements, all craving, all attachment, all this is so different. We can't even imagine how they think. So I don't know the name of the Upasika who asked the question. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. Yes, thank you, Bhante.
Yeah, it's mainly because of the hard work and devotion of Emperor Ashoka. Today we have the evidence of all those places. And Arahant, so the Emperor Ashoka got those information from great Arahant Moggaliputta Mahathero. Okay?
Bhante, they should do like a council in that cave again. All the monks.
Yeah, the councils were, all the three councils were organized by great Arahants, right? That's why they were successful. Like, there were 500 Arahants for the first Dhamma Council. There were 700 monks for the second Dhamma Council. There was 1,000 Arahants for the third Dhamma Council.
That's Ashoka.
Right? So, but it's not an easy task. Because when there are Arahants, they don't misinterpret the teachings. Because they have full confidence in the teachings of the Buddha. They never change a single word of the Buddha. They have utmost respect for the words of the Buddha. You can see that if you read all these 18,000 discourses of the Blessed One. How much respect these great Arahants who did the council had about these teachings. How much faith they had in the enlightened one, the Blessed One, to preserve these teachings without changing a single word. Today, you see many occasions where people change Buddha's words, misinterpret Buddha's words. So again, we are living in a different world now. Not easy to find people with that much of faith in the enlightened one and faith in the teachings of the Buddha. To become famous, they change the Buddha's words, they twist it, they add their personal opinions just to be famous. So that's the situation today. So we should be very grateful to those great Arahants who preserved the Buddha's teachings for future generations. Sadhu. Sadhu. So today I wanted to share this beautiful sutta with you from the Anguttara Nikaya. It's not ugly, it's a beautiful sutta, but I think the name of the sutta is Paṭipadā Sutta, but here the name is it maybe a different translation?
Wagga,
Huh?
Paṭipadā Wagga.
Yeah, but in this translation, the sutta name is Asubha Sutta, but anyway, so Buddha teaches here, Chatasso, first let's pay homage to the Blessed One, the Enlightened One.
Sadhu,
Sadhu.
sadhu,
We pay homage to our teacher, Lokuswami Nansi.
sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
So one day Buddha taught this beautiful Dhamma, Chatasso ima bhikkhave patipada, katame chatasso. Oh monks, there are 4 ways of practice. What 4? First one, dukkha. Can everybody read?
Dukkha Paṭipadā Danda Vinaya.
Again?
Dukkha Paṭipadā Danda Vinaya.
Okay, so the first practice, okay, 4 types of practice. With extraordinary knowledge, as the discoverer of the path to true happiness, as the discoverer of the path to freedom from suffering, the Enlightened One teaches about 2 practices, 4 types of practices, right? So the first one is dukkha patipada danda vinya. So there are 2 parts to this, the first practice. First one is dukkha patipada. Dukkha Paṭipadā. Okay. So Dukkha Paṭipadā means practice is painful. Practice is painful. And then the second part of that practice is Danda Vinya. Danda Abhinya. Abhinya means realization. Abhinya. Danda Abhinya becomes Danda Abhinya. Okay. So practice is painful. Realization is slow. Realization is slow. See, this is the first practice. What is the first practice? Painful with slow realization. What is the first one? Painful practice with slow realization. That is the first one. Second practice, Buddha teaches. Can you read the second one?
Dukkha Paṭipadā Kippa Vinya.
Dukkha Paṭipadā Kippa Vinya. Buddha teaches the second one. Dukkha Paṭipadā. Again Dukkha Paṭipadā. So practice is painful. Okay? But this one different, right? Danda. Danda means slow. But the second one is Kippa. Kippa. Realization is swift means fast. Fast realization. Different practices. This is the second one. What is the second one? Dukkha Paṭipadā Kippa Vinya. Meaning
Practice is painful, realization is fast.
Fast. Then Buddha teaches about the third practice. What is the third one?
Sukha Paṭipadā Dandha Vinaya.
So this is the third one. Sukha. Sukha Paṭipadā. Practice is what?
This is happy.
Happy.
Pleasant.
Is practice actually meditation, or what is meant by practice?
Practice means the Dhamma path.
Dhamma.
How that practitioner practices the path, Dhamma path. The practitioner has to work very hard.
The learning process.
Yeah, it's explained here. What is the meaning of this painful practice? Okay, it's explained here. So practice is happy. This is the third one. Practice is happy, but the realization
It's slow.
Danda. Realization is slow. This is the third one. Can everybody read again?
Sukha Paṭipadā Dandha Vinaya. Practice is happy, realization is slow.
Last one, Buddha teaches. Number 4, the fourth practice. Can everybody read the fourth one?
Sukha Paṭipadā Vinaya.
This time, Kippa. Meaning?
Practice is happy.
Realization is
Fast.
fast. Number 4. Can everybody read?
Sukha Paṭipadā Vinaya.
Practice is happy,
Realization is fast.
Which one you like?
Number 4.
Everybody likes this one. But even though everybody likes this one, people, the practitioners, fall into different practices. Not according to their wish, but according to their previous practice coming from past lives. According to the maturity of spiritual faculties. Every individual is different. Okay, we are going to learn more about it. Buddha explains the meaning. Can we read together? Is it difficult? I can make it bigger if you need. Here, right? Okay, you can read.
Katama ca bhikkhave dukkha Paṭipadā Dandha Vinaya.
Buddha teaches, what is the meaning of practice is painful practice with slow realization. What is the meaning? Buddha teaches here, meaning. Please read.
Ita bhikkhave bhikkhu asubhanupasti kaye viharati ahare patikula sanyi sabbaloke anabhirati sanyi sabba sankharesu anicca nupasti.
One more.
Maranasanya ko panastang achatang supatika om.
Okay, so I think in another discourse in this same chapter, Buddha explains why his practice is painful is because he is suffering from lots of defilements. From by nature, this practitioner has lots of anger problems, lots of desire problems, lots of delusion in this practitioner's mind by nature. Do you see some people like that? By nature, they have lots of anger inside, right? Lots of craving, lots of desires compared to other people who have less desires. But this person, even though this person has lots of defilements inside, lots of craving, lots of attachment, lots of desires, lots of anger, fighting with people, yelling at people, but still, after this person came across the Buddha's teachings, this person also loves the Buddha's teachings. And he wants to follow these teachings and overcome all those defilements. So with that intention, he starts following the path, Noble Eightfold Path. He starts keeping precepts, he starts listening to Dhamma, he starts meditation. Is it easy for him? No, those defilements bother him. He sits for loving kindness meditation, lots of angry thoughts come. He sits for meditation and lots of thoughts connected with sense desires bother him. Or all the foods he ate last night, or the movies he watched, everything comes to mind. That's the person with the painful practice. Because he works very hard to abandon those defilements and stay with the Dhamma path, he has to work hard, and it is not easy. Sometimes he cries, oh, why can't I follow this path? Still these defilements are following me. So he cries, but still he doesn't give up this path. Okay? So that person, and Buddha taught, if your mind is like that, lots of defilements bother you. By nature, you have lots of anger, lots of desires, lots of delusion. Don't worry. Don't cry. Don't be sad. Don't think, oh, this path is not for me. There is a solution for you as well. This is the message of the Buddha. Follow these 5 contemplations or meditations or techniques of mental development. This practice will help you to gradually overcome those defilements and experience a calm and peaceful mind, which is ready for achieving stages of enlightenment. Isn't that a beautiful message? So then those people who are suffering from those defilements are not lost, not left behind, right? So Buddha asked them to practice first meditation frequently. What is the first one? Asubhanupassikaya viharati. You should meditate observing the impurities of the body. Ugliness, in another translation here, but impurities of the body. Now you can see why, right? Because there is lust problem for this practitioner. Loss of lust. But still wants to escape from suffering. Still wants to escape from these defilements. The person understands this is suffering. These are defilements. I will continue this samsaric journey from life to life because of this lust. And Buddha has a medicine for that, to cure that illness of lust. What is the meditation? observing the impurities of the body. Impure parts, remember, we practice that meditation, we learn that meditation, contemplating in this body there are impure head hairs, body hairs, nails, teeth, skin, flesh, bones, like that. There is pus, blood, urine, sweat, fat in this body, like that. When you contemplate on this, the true nature of these things inside the body, you are developing the mind. You are going to overcome lust, attachment to this body, and then the path is going to be open for you for higher achievements. Think about the compassion of the Buddha, guiding in the right direction, giving these beautiful techniques, powerful techniques, so everybody can follow the path. And the second meditation, Ahare Paṭipadā Sanya, see, like defilements are going to be directly attacked. Right? What is the meaning of Ahare Paṭipadā? First is the repulsiveness of food. Because remember we discussed when the person is sitting for meditation, he can't meditate. All the delicious food, all the recipes, the taste and everything comes to the mind as an hindrance. Now Buddha has a weapon for that, to fight against the craving for food. And that meditation is called contemplation of repulsiveness of food. You contemplate what happens to this food, the true nature of this food. Can it be in the open for hours? Do you get the same fresh, delicious nature? No. You reflect on that. And what happens as soon as you put it inside the body?
It's difficult to reflect on that. You think of
Yeah.
nice food, right?
Yeah, I agree. This is the most difficult thing. It's the most difficult thing to do. That's why it's difficult to end this journey of samsara. Okay. And then the third meditation, Sabbaloke Anabhiryata Sanyi. Buddha teaches this is another meditation they should practice, the contemplation on the dissatisfaction with the whole world. And when in this case, whole world means about 5 aggregates of clinging, 6 sense bases, the 5 aggregates of clinging, the 4 great elements. Like this is the world. Skandha Dhatu Ayatana. And then they should those practitioners also practice this contemplation. Sabba sankharis anicca anupassi, contemplating the impermanence of all conditioned things. Anicca bhavana. Anicca bhavana. Because this practitioner's mind is stuck in these things with the perception of permanence, with the perception of beauty, Subha, Sanya, right? This person is like living in a fantasy world, thinking that everything is permanent, everything is beautiful, everything is delicious, everything is fragrant. That's the world this person lives. And that's an obstacle. That's an hindrance to understand the true nature of this world and escape from suffering. And also because this person now has understood that these things are not true, that the things are not permanent, things are impermanent, things are not that beautiful, not that attractive. But when this person wants to follow this path honestly, the same defilements bother again and again. That's why his practice is painful. And then the last one, Buddha teaches here that this practitioner should constantly keep this perception in the mind. What is that? Marana sanya ko panasajjatang supattita hoti, as well establish the perception of death. So this person contemplates frequently that there are so many causes for my death, right? I might die anytime due to different reasons. So he contemplates, because of this reason I might die, because of that reason I might die. So this life is very short and brief. So with that knowledge, this practitioner wants to cleanse his mind, because if I am going to die today, I don't want to die with all this garbage in the mind, because my rebirth is not going to be good, right? So then you forgive others, you don't carry hatred, you don't spend hours and hours thinking about food, thinking about beautiful things, because you don't want to die, thinking about grandkids, thinking about jewelry. You don't want to spend hours and hours, because that's the mind state you are going to carry to your next life, and that's not good, right? So that's the result of developing Maranasati. So Maranasati, the practice of the perception of death, helps the practitioners to cleanse their mind all the time, to keep the mind calm, peaceful, beautiful, full of wholesome qualities. Let's say somebody did something bad to you, and somebody was mean to you, and then you want to get angry, you want to think angry thoughts, and you want to say something to that person, but you think, no need. This life is very short. I don't want to harbor hatred towards anybody, because that's going to harm myself. What if I die with this hatred? So let me forget about it, forgive. So that's a beautiful tool to cleanse the mind. Otherwise, we come to this world for a very short period of time, but think about all the garbage we collect during this short time. Unknown, strange people come to our life, and then we fight with them, we create problems with them. For a very short time, they come to our life, but we carry them to our future samsara. Isn't that a very meaningless journey, meaningless decision? Buddha taught one day a wife was crying over death of her husband. No one was able to console her or explain about the impermanence of life and whatever. So then this, I think, is one of Buddha's previous life. Buddha was a kind of an ascetic, very wise, was able to see past lives. And then went there and asked, why are you crying? Oh, my husband passed away. He was a king. I loved him very much. And then this ascetic asked her, what is your husband's name? And she said, my husband's name is so and so. And then this ascetic said to her, oh, you are the wife of many thousands and thousands of men with the same name in the past. In your previous lives, you were the wife and your husband, so you had so many husbands, same name. Why you forget all those previous husbands and cry over this, the husband of this life? And then she realized, is this true nature of this journey? Is this a meaningless journey? You meet with people, you create new attachment. You never knew them before, but they entered your life, and you were not able to release attachment. You were not able to just treat other people with compassion and loving kindness, and let them live their own life, and create new bonds, create new attachments, and take those attachments to your future lives. But what a meaningless journey. And then you go after them like demons. Some people die because of their hatred. They become demons, yakas, or ghosts, and then follow those individuals life after life, life after life. Or they become your enemies and they follow you life after life, life after life. It started with a very small incident. This is the danger. That is why Buddha gave these solutions like Maranasati. Practice this contemplation of death. Think that this life is short, so I don't want to fill my mind with these unnecessary defilements about these other people. We can't control other people. We can't control how they think, how they speak, how they act. We can't control. But if you think this person did this to me, this person said this to me, then you keep your hatred is growing, and you waste so much energy in your mind. Don't people do like that? They waste their entire life thinking about other people, what they did, what they said, thinking about other people. But this is the opportunity to cleanse inside, not to control other people. Cleansing inside is the solution. If somebody cleanses inside and escapes from this cycle, that person will not see those enemies again. That's the solution. Otherwise, we will see our enemies again and again and again. The enemies will follow us from life to life, life after life, life after life. If we become others' enemies, we will follow them life after life, taking revenge endlessly. And because of those evil actions, evil words, evil thoughts, we will end up in hell many times. We will become very violent animals. We will become violent non-human beings, chase after those people who hurt us. This is the samsaric journey. It's because not cleansing the mind. So Maranasati is a powerful tool to cleanse the mind. It reminds you that you are going to leave this world soon. So why you want to waste time thinking about what others said, what others did? Why you want to feel all the negative, unwholesome qualities to your life? Why you want to bring those? No, I don't need. I have a very short time, short life, brief life. Let me cleanse my mind. Is that a very powerful tool? Powerful tool. Okay. So Buddha explains their nature, more qualities in their life. So imani pancha sekhabalani upanissai viharati. These spiritual, the powers of a trainee are in their life. They use these powers of a trainee to follow the path. They have saddhabala, the power of faith in the enlightenment of the Buddha, power of hiri, that means power of shame of wrongdoing. Or tapabalang, they have power of fear of wrongdoing. Viryabalang, they have the power of energy. They have the power of wisdom, panyabalang. They also have these 5 spiritual faculties. Saddhindriyam, the faculty of faith. Virindriyam, faculty of energy, faculty of mindfulness, faculty of concentration, and faculty of wisdom, right? So even though the practice is painful, this person already has lots of spiritual qualities. Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, Panya, right? But these spiritual faculties, so imesang panchanang indriyanang mudutta, this is the key word. Mudutta. Mudutta means these spiritual faculties. What are these spiritual qualities? Faith, energy, mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom. They are not that sharp. They are not very well grown inside, but they are there. But mudutta means they are weakly. These faculties manifest in them weakly. Okay? So they are weak inside. So not very strong. Weak, very weak faith, weak energy, weak mindfulness, weak concentration, weak wisdom. Right? So because of that, because there are lots of by nature, there are lots of defilements, the path is called painful. Because the spiritual faculties are very weak, they slowly attain the conditions for ending the defilements in the present life. That means the realization of the Four Noble Truths, the attaining of the stages of enlightenment happens very slowly. They happen. Don't forget that. They are going to attain the realization of Four Noble Truths. They are going to attain stages of enlightenment, but very slowly. Why they are going to attain stages of enlightenment? Because they practice these very, very spiritual qualities. They practice asubha, remember? They practice all these beautiful things. Yeah, this is fun. Asubha Anupassi, they practice the meditation on impurities of the body. They practice the repulsiveness of the food contemplation. They practice the vipassana on 5 aggregates of clinging, 6 sense bases, and they practice anicca bhavana, and they have the 5 powers of a trainee, and they have these spiritual faculties, even though they are weak. So that is the meaning of the painful practice with slow realization. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay. So when you learn this, what do you think? Many people in the present time, which category they fall in?
Yeah, not even in any of these categories.
That's everybody can agree. Yeah, that's everybody can agree. Many people are not even in any of these 4 categories, right? Because this first one is the lowest of all the 4. Even the lowest category people are so lucky.
This on the right track.
They are on the right track. Even though slow, they are going to attain stages of enlightenment because they have entered the path. So this is basically about noble disciples, like true followers of the Buddha. Okay, but the effort here is to be to enter the path. Even that is hard in this time period. We should not collect bad merit by, distorting the true words of the Buddha. And we should avoid collecting bad merit by criticizing others, virtuous monks, criticizing the original discourses of the Buddha, because that bad karma prevent us from attaining stages of enlightenment in the future. Okay, anybody has any questions, please ask. So we just learned about only one practice, okay? So we have 3 more to learn.
Yes, Bante. May I just ask? So out of common people who are really misguided, they don't know about our Dharma and everything. So, but then the lowest category, like these ones, have this one step forward. So, what would trigger them to go into this one step? Um, is that the maturity at least, or kalyamitas, or what? So, my question is, what actually would trigger them to take the first step to
Yeah,
start walking to
it's
this path?
yeah, as you already mentioned, the association with spiritual friends,
Is
Kalyana
one,
Mitas,
okay,
is mainly as an external factor.
okay,
And that is the first external factor, the supporting factor. And then the second external supporting factor is the listening to the pure Dhamma, the true words of the Buddha.
mm-hmm.
And then the third one is first internal factor, wise consideration, contemplation on the teachings of the Buddha, using wisdom to understand what he learned from his Kalyanamitas. So
But
reflection on the teachings.
yes, but Bante, common people, let's say they do not have any of these kalyanamittas, they don't, they never heard of Dhamma,
Mm.
so they don't have any idea.
Yeah.
So in fact, most people are. I mean, they don't have any of
Yeah.
this. So what would trigger them to start taking the first step?
They have to find Kalyanamitas. There is no shortcuts.
Oh, no shortcuts.
They have to start with the first one. They have to,
And meeting a kalyamita is because of could be a good karma from the past. Am I right,
definitely,
Bante? Oh, I
definitely.
see. Okay, thank you, Bante. Thank you, Bante.
Yeah, so understand how fortunate we are, right? How much good karma.
My
past
own
lives.
feeling with this was that it would be nice if we realized that as long as we're young.
Mm.
You know, when you're, in my own experience now, as you age, you become more forgiving and more, things are more easy, especially if you have some exposure to Dhamma. I would always say, and I always say that, I'm totally ready to pass away peacefully. And then I really think.
But there are some people, it does not depend on age. The giving up, the forgiveness and all these things there are some people very old, they're not ready to forgive.
That's true.
Do you agree?
But I said, if you had some exposure to Dhamma,
definitely you need.
Then it's different.
Definitely you need that exposure to them.
Because everybody's hanging on to life, and as you have exposure to Dhamma,
If you have that's a
natural
great advantage. Even any stage of life, if you have exposure to the Dhamma, that's a great benefit. Yes, that even the people at the last stage of life, if they come across these teachings, yeah, they might give up things easily. They would forgive other people. It's the power of the Dhamma. The power of the Dhamma. I mean, like some people think maybe when you are young, you have lots of desires. So when you grow old, you know, so then everybody has to wait until they grow old. No, that's not the path. That's not the path.
When you're young, you say life is short. When you're old, you know life is short.
You need Dhamma. You need
Yes,
Dhamma to reflect on.
I have
Even very old people, they are put in jails because of their defilements to do evil things. So we can see very clearly that even though we grow old, the defilements are hidden. If we are not in the path of eliminating them or uprooting them, they are hidden there, and they come to the surface anytime. And we go to the next life, they come with us. So only the path can kill. The path can cut them off. Nothing else can do that. And some people think same thing about now this. Some people think if you see impure parts of the body with your physical eye, that would greatly help. And then how about the doctors and nurses? So they are close to enlightenment. And then why? Then they should charge less for people if they understand the true nature of this life. No, it doesn't happen like that. You need wisdom. You need these teachings. You need to listen to the teachings. It's like that. Yeah. It's all about wisdom. There can be a very young person, young girl or boy, with lots of wisdom, understanding the true nature of life. Yeah, it's all about the opportunity to learn the Dhamma and see the Dhamma within yourself. Okay? Sadhu. Sadhu. So this evening we collected lots of merit by going for refuge to the triple gem, observing precepts, practicing meditation, learning the Dhamma, beautiful teachings of the Buddha about the true nature of this life, about the path to end suffering. We discussed the Dhamma, we helped each other in many ways and collected lots of merit. We share all the merit with our teacher, Loku Swamin Mahanse. We share all the merit with all the Bhantes, all the monks and nuns in the world.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
We share merit with our parents, teachers, family members, friends, and with all beings in this world. May all beings enjoy good health, long life, happiness, and peace.
Sadhu. Also with the Devas, Bhante?
We share merit with all the Devas. May all the Devas rejoice in this merit and help all of us to follow the Dhamma path peacefully.
Sadhu. Sorry, Bhante. We would like to share merit with Bhante and ask for forgiveness.
It's okay.
Okasa Wandami.
It's okay.
Maya katang punyang samila anumod.
Sadhu, sadhu.
Samina katang punyang mayhang
Sadhu, anumod.
Sadhu sadhu anumodami. Okasa dwaratena. Katang sabang arjayang kamatay.
Come on.
Okasa kamami kamate. Tatiya okasa kamami. Tatiya okasa kamami.
It's okay. It's okay. Abhivadana Silisa Nichang Vadhapchai No Chattaro Dhamma Vadanti Ayvano Sukham Balang Ayurarogi Sampatti Sagga Sampatti Mevacha Ato Nibbana Sampatti Minate Samijjatu. Okay. May you be well and happy.
May Bhante be well.
Thank you, Bante.
Namo
Thank you,
Buddhaya.
Bante.
Bante.
Thank you, Bante.
Teruan
Teruan
Saranay.
Saranay.
Namo Buddhaya.
Bante, Namo Buddhaya.
Bhante,
Take
thank
care,
you.
Bante.